Hi everyone. May I invite you to think about life, God, and the Bible for 5 minutes. Psalm 90 is the only psalm attributed to Moses as the songwriter. If this is correct, then the collection of songs and hymns known as the Psalms in the Bible date from the time of Moses in about 1400 BC to the time of exile in about 600 BC. This is 800 years of praying before God, from Moses to Daniel. The Psalms not only contain the experiences of those who prayed before God, they also contain the collective wisdom of Israel from Egypt to Babylon. Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world. From everlasting to everlasting, you are God. Psalm 90 verses 1 to 2. The songwriter starts with this sense of acknowledgement that God is the everlasting and eternal being. God stands beyond time. It is written all over this psalm that human beings are mere mortals and God is immortal. How can an eternal God enter our time and space? I have heard it many times that God chooses to limit himself and enter our world, like the author of a book choosing to make themselves a character in that book. God becomes involved in our lives, and yet he remains outside, writing the story of our lives. As God originally lives outside our human experience, he is essentially a different being than us. The Bible uses the word holy to describe God's character outside our world. That is why here in this psalm, Moses is constantly saying that our wrongdoings and sins are not acceptable before the eternal and holy God. Yet Moses is not afraid to pray this prayer. Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Psalm 90, verse 12. We speak to God through the Psalms. God speaks to us through the Psalms. Let us now pray through Psalm 90 and bring our present crisis before God in prayer. Psalm 90, a prayer of Moses, the man of God. New International Version. Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You turn people back to dust, saying, return to dust, you mortals. 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a watch in the night. Yet you sweep people away in the sleep of death. They are like the new grass of the morning. In the morning it springs up new, but by evening it is dry and withered. We are consumed by your anger and terrified by your indignation. You have set our iniquities before you, our secret sins in the light of your presence. All our days pass away under your wrath. We finish our years with a moan. Our days may come to 70 years or 80 if our strength endures, yet the best of them are but trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass and we fly away. If only we knew the power of your anger. Your wrath is as great as the fear that is your due. Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Relent, Lord, how long will it be? Have compassion on your servants. Satisfy us in the morning with your unfailing love, that we may sing for joy and be glad all our days. Make us glad for as many days as you have afflicted us, for as many years as we have seen trouble. May your deeds be shown to your servants, your splendor to their children. May the favor of the Lord our God rest on us. Establish the work of our hands for us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. Psalm 90. Amen.